Today we are talking about what you need to know when you are buying new construction. So I'm just going over kind of some frequently asked questions for people who are interested in new construction homes. I have sold hundreds of new construction homes over the past 9 years. That's not an exaggeration. I love selling new homes. There's some very unique challenges that buyers need to keep in mind when they're buying new construction. It's definitely more stressful to buy a new home than an existing home for dozens of reasons. Just a few examples include you really just don't always know with 100% certainty what you're going to get. The builder may not have full control of the timeline, supply shortages, or labor issues might impact completion. The list goes on. You also have to worry about quality of construction, defects, and legal implications if the builder doesn't do what they say they are going to do. In this video, I'm going to go over frequently asked questions or concerns from buyers when purchasing a new home, such as where do you find new home listings, the different types of new homes, price points, builders, the warranty, and how to handle defects, and then some other topics as well. So thank you for watching. I make a new video every week on life and real estate here in Southwest Washington. I was raised in Camas. I have spent most of my life in Clark County, and I love helping other people learn about this beautiful area. I am making a new video every week, so please take a moment to subscribe and turn the bell on for notifications so that you don't miss a video. If you are ready to start talking about your home search in Vancouver or the surrounding areas, let's connect. My phone number is here on the screen. Also in the description below. Reach out anytime. Okay, finding new homes. Finding new homes. Where do you find listings for new construction? So there's a couple of different ways that you can go about this. First of all, you can just go directly to the local builders and look on their websites. Generally speaking, builders are putting their new construction listings into the MLS, and you can see them that way. Sometimes they're in there as like when they're under construction, and then sometimes it's still a vacant lot and it's just a proposed listing. So you can check online, or I can set up a search for you, and I would probably just have that year built equal this year. And another way to do it would be to go directly to their website. Those two just don't always match up. It's just a lot of management of all of the listings. So I don't know if all the builders keep their websites perfect, but it's a really good place to start. At the very least, you can find out what communities they have to offer and where the model homes are, and go from there. I have in the past, I have put together a master spreadsheet of model homes for different builders and different communities in Clark County. So if you want that, just send me a quick text or an email and I can send that to you. I do need to update it. I haven't updated it for a little bit, but it's a good place to get us started. So some of the local builders around here, and I'm going to go over this again later, New Tradition Homes, Pacific Lifestyle Homes, Affinity Homes, Kingston Homes, etc. Those are some of the local builders. I will touch on regional builders and national builders and also what that difference is in a little bit later. There's also a resource called the New Home Source website. If you're interested in new construction, let's talk, because I have used the New Home Source website on the real estate side. When I used to work for a builder, I was putting the listings up there. I have not used it on the consumer end. So if you wanted a search set up, I'd be happy to do that, and you can be my guinea pig to see how that goes. But the New Home Source, it's a way for builders to market. It's a MLS platform, not really an MLS. It's a listing platform specifically for new construction, so that you can search by area, search by builder, and then it includes additional information about the communities, the lot sizes, the floor plans, plot plans, etc., etc. I have done a bunch of videos on new construction neighborhoods over the years. So what I did for this video was I went back through all of those videos and added them to my new construction playlist that I'm linking above, and I'm going to link that down in the description below. All right, let's talk about types of new construction homes. All right, so basic, right? At the bare minimum, you can look for a spec home. So that's if you're at an entry-level price point. Entry-level price points in Vancouver are mid to high 500s. I would be kind of surprised if you found anything new construction for less than $550. They're probably out there, and they're probably small, very, very small, or attached. So that's another parameter, is do you want something that is multifamily, like a townhome where you're sharing a wall, or do you want single family? So spec home, that's when the builder, they are developing a neighborhood. Maybe they're in on it with one other builder. They are doing the same set of maybe 5 or 10 floor plans throughout the neighborhood. Everything is standardized. Some people call those cookie cutter, but they are more economical. They're more affordable. What it is for the builders is that it's a lot easier for their subcontractors to build quickly when they're not having to do custom or very specific plans. They know like, okay, this is this 1,800 square foot floor plan. That's the 1950. This is the 2,100 square foot. And they do everything the same in all of the homes. So it's more efficient. So that's how builders are able to keep their costs down, because it's going to be easier for the trades to do that as well. In these homes, like you might be able to pick a package of finishes. Like they might on the wall in the model home have 4 different interior selection options, and you just choose one, and there's no mixing and matching. There's no customization. The way that things are right now with rates, like builders might let you customize more because they need to sell these homes. And a lot of buyers, I think, are kind of on the sidelines waiting for rates to come down, if they will come down, before they buy. So that would be an interesting conversation to have. The next level up would be a semi-custom home, a little bit higher of a price point. In one of these homes, the builder might give you some preset options of, these are the upgrades that you can add to the home with pricing, or you can choose the colors for the exterior of the home, or you can pick out your cabinets, flooring, countertops, backsplash, et cetera, maybe make some like minor non-structural changes like moving walls. So the next level up from that would be a full-blown custom home. Sometimes these are in neighborhoods that have been developed by the builder. Other times this is like you are finding your own lot and you are hiring a builder to do an entirely custom home, where you are coming up with the design, working with an architect or a drafter. You are selecting all of the finishes, and that is going to cost you a whole lot more. So those are like really the 3 types: spec home, semi-custom home, and then a full-blown custom home. There are builders also that do custom homes in neighborhoods, and they're calling them fully custom homes, but really you have to still go through their process and pick from their floor plans and maybe make some tweaks. So there you have it with just the types. It's also going to be important to know what is going on around this community, what's going on behind the house that you are looking at. Are there going to be future developments? I sold homes in one neighborhood up in La Center for a while, and there was like a chunk, like you drove into the neighborhood, but on the right, there was a chunk of property that was private property. And so these homes backing up to that private property, those buyers always wanted to know, is that greenbelt? Is that HOA owned? And the answer was no, it's not HOA owned. This is private property, so if that owner decided to sell, you might end up having houses behind you. So just know that going into that. And if it's greenbelt or HOA owned, then you should be in the clear, and that should not be developed. But if it is private property, there's a chance that landowner is going to sell, and then it would be developed. I had one home that I sold in Battleground a couple of years ago that the buyers were told this neighborhood, or like these homes on this specific street are backing up to this golf course, and we want you to pay a premium to be on the golf course because it's prettier and more private and blah, blah, blah. All right, that was great. But then like a year later, that golf course sold and they sold out, and then it got bought by a developer, and the developer built a home. So my buyer just recently came back to me. He's like, what is my recourse? Because I was sold this property being told that it was, greenbelt, and I had paid a premium. So, unfortunately, when the contract is done, like that's pretty much when you have to talk to an attorney about anything like that. So that's what I advised him to is, have an attorney look through your contract, see if there's any grounds for you to go back to the builder and maybe say, you sold me something that didn't, that was not true. So you have to be careful about that. And really the best way to do your research, other than talking to the builder and asking a bunch of questions, is getting onto Clark County's geographical information system and snooping around. So you can go to the Property Information Center and then click on Maps Online. And from there, you can click on all of the lots around it, and you can see who owns it. You can see if there's anything on file with the county about future development. You can even go down to the county and go ask them what's going on with these specific tax parcels. And there's also a land use email address that I can put in the comments down below that you can email them and ask what's going on with this lot or whatever questions that you might have. One more recent thing to know about is the Washington Uniform Common Interest Ownership Act. That's a mouthful. Homes fall into this category if their subdivision was recorded after July of 2018. Sales of new construction after 2018 require delivery of a public offering statement. So buyers cannot waive seller's obligation to make this delivery. A public offering statement is a document thick and complicated. It describes details of the developer's other developments, if any future plans related to the development that's in process, common elements, anticipated expenses, existing liens and warranties, limitations on use or sale of the units, and other issues related to construction, use, and management of that property. So every purchaser has 7 days to rescind a purchase and sale agreement following the receipt of the public offering statement. If a buyer receives the public offering statement more than 7 days prior to entering a purchase agreement, then you have no right to cancel after mutual acceptance. Again, this is called WUCOIA. It's a newer thing. And if you are walking into a model home and the sales rep emails you or hands you the public offering statement, that's starting your timeline. So just keep that in mind that you need to happen. I did a class on this back in 2018 before they rolled out this new, whatever you would call this. It's legislation. Like, this is a new law. And it's related to, like, the reason it came about was from lawsuits of people buying in communities where it was not disclosed to them that there was going to be future development within the community that maybe would adversely affect their property value. For instance, you buy a single family home in what you think is a higher end neighborhood. I think this happened like more during the recession. And then instead of building all of the higher end homes, the builder changes their mind and decides to put in multifamily. So essentially, like, you might have overpaid for your house thinking higher end homes were going in everywhere, and then multifamily went in, and it's, obviously not what you thought it was going to be. Okay, I want to talk about just like local, like not local builders, but different builders that you can look into just to get you started at the local level. And there's really 3 categories of builders just to be on your radar. There's local builders who really are just building within Southwest Washington. There are regional builders that maybe build in Oregon and Washington. And then you have the national builders, and those are obviously like nationwide. They're building all over the place. So on the local level, New Tradition Homes, Affinity Homes, Kingston Homes, there's Songbird Homes, Cascade West, Haven Homes, Manor Homes, and JB Homes. On the regional level, you have Polish Homes, Pacific Lifestyle Homes, and Holt Homes. And these are just a few. I couldn't remember all of them. And then on the national level, you have Toll Brothers, Lennar, D.R. Horton, LGI Homes, and also, what's that other one called? Richmond American Homes. I've sold a couple of those. Those are really high quality homes. So as you are looking at buying new construction homes, like, how do you find out if this is a good builder to work with? Obviously, you can look online, you can read reviews, you can walk through properties that they've already built, knock on doors in the neighborhood, see if the buyers who've already bought in the neighborhood are happy with the quality of construction. I posted about this on Facebook just because I wanted to know, like, of people I know, what would you want to know about buying new construction? And I had someone respond to me that it would have been better than like talking to the people that the builder wants you to talk to, like, go find other people to talk to that maybe have a different point of view. Like, you can go online and look for bad reviews for that builder, right? And engage with people who maybe have like a contrary opinion, because the person specifically who I talked to about this, they didn't have a great experience, and they feel like they were just like fed the testimonials of how great the builder was, and then it really wasn't that great, and they just wish that they would have known because it was so difficult. All right, another thing I want to talk about is the warranty period. In Washington state, builders have to provide a 1-year warranty. The statute of limitations for homeowners to file suit against a builder is 6 years from the completion of construction. And this is a state law, and I have posted an RCW in the flyer that I've attached to this video if you want to take a look at that specifically. Best case scenario, if there is a major defect, you're going to figure it out in the first few years, and you can get the builder to come in and fix the issue, or you can sue them for breach of contract within that time period. There was a court case in 2022 wherein the owners of a custom home sued their builder 3 years after the home was built. The warranty period in the was unconscionable, meaning it cannot be upheld because the two parties did not negotiate that time period. So anyways, they won the case, and I've linked that article on the flyer for this video if you want to learn more about that. So when you are writing an offer on a new construction home, make sure your buyer agent does check the box for the builder to provide a warranty on the home. They are supposed to do it anyways per state law, but it's always good to just cross your T's, dot your I's. You should also find out if the builder does warranty work themselves or if they sub it out. Another good question is, how do they manage warranty items, and do they have a warranty department? A warranty department might be committed full-time to managing warranty claims. Larger builders tend to have teams solely focused on this area, which is really nice, and then you know your warranty work is going to get done. Another great question that came up is, why is one builder charging so much more than another? So national builders, obviously, they get the best pricing because they are, generally speaking, they have like the best pipeline for contractors, right? So like Lennar can come in and hire a plumber and say, I need you to plumb like 150 houses in the next year and a half. And the plumber is going to do that for a great price because he knows that he's going to have a year and a half worth of work. So they can get the best pricing. Those little guy builders that they're just cranking out like 1 or 2 homes a month, the plumbers usually put them at the bottom of the list, or like they're going to charge more because it's like a little bit harder. It's not as efficient. So having the best pricing does not always mean that you get the best quality, because a lot of times those contractors are just like cranking out that work. They're just like jumping from one house to another. And sometimes things get missed when that happens. Another reason that different builders get different pricing, and just to touch back on that one more time, what I was trying to say is national builders might be less expensive because they get best pricing versus like the more local regional builders are just like, they can't compete on that level. Another reason, like if there's 2 homes, right, same size, totally different prices, it might just be the level of customization, level of finishes, and the ability to make selections. So as a buyer, if you're looking at 2 homes, like one of them might be a national builder. If it's costing a little bit less, national builder built it, they got better pricing on things. They're not letting buyers make selections. They're not making them do upgrades, versus like a smaller, more local builder who lets the buyer do customization onto the property. Another thing that might change from house to house is like, what is the level of energy efficiency? And I've done a video before, I'll link it above, on how do you build an energy efficient house. But there are things behind the walls or like quality of construction that might cost a whole lot more. Like if you were doing slab on grade, that's a very efficient way to build a home in terms of like air leakage. It's going to help your house stay a lot more comfortable, but it's going to be way more expensive to build it that way. So watch that video if you want to know about that. Not all builders are created equally when it comes to what they're doing behind the walls. Okay, one more thing I want to mention is that listing price does not equal sales price. So model homes tend to have at least $50,000 or more in upgrades. So what you see online when they're listing a home is generally like the base price without any upgrades, like no blinds, no AC, you're talking laminate counters, maybe carpet everywhere. So just when you're going into the model homes, ask those questions of like, what am I seeing here that is included in the sales price, and what is it that are extras? So just keep that in mind, because sometimes people kind of get lured in like, oh man, no, this house is brand new listed at $525, but then to get the model home with all of the bells and whistles, it's really going to be like $650, and then that's a little disappointing. Okay, that was so much longer than I thought it was going to be, so I apologize now for that long video. If you want the flyer that I did put together on new construction, just use the link in the description down below, and I will get that sent to you. I included information there about there's like some links to current new construction homes that are on the market in Vancouver and the surrounding areas, that new Home Source Professional website. What else did I put on there? I put a link to the RCWs, the state law about warranty periods, because I think that that's important. A lot of people don't know about that. And what was the other things I put on there? There was other stuff. I can't remember what it was. But if you want a copy of that with the hyperlinks, I'll send you the PDF. Use the link down in the description below. Thank you for watching. I'm doing a new video every week. So if you like my content, if you want to learn more about living in Clark County, Washington, what real estate market is like here, just go ahead and subscribe and turn that bell on so you get notified when I do a new video. And if you ever want to chat about making your move to Vancouver, call me anytime. I'm very easy to get a hold of. My phone number is here on the screen, and also all of my contact information is down below in the description.